What's up? Welcome back to a cold, foggy morning here at West Seattle Bowl. It's Ben with you here to take my first look at the brand new RST Hyperdrive Pearl from Roto Grip. And yes, that is a mouthful of a name, so for short, we're just going to call this the Hyperdrive Pearl and make it easy. Now, careful observers, like yourself, might be wondering why this video looks like a badly dubbed kung fu movie or some 1950s instructional video. And you wouldn't be that far off in that we had a hilarious glitch with one of our microphones. So instead, I'm just going to narrate over all of the shots, show some comparisons, get you that early content, RST Hyperdrive Pearl. Let's get it. Okay, so this is a fresh house shot. Nothing's gone down the lane yet. I did warm up on lane 23. I'm on 24. And one thing to note is that this is on the high side of West Seattle Bowl, which is constructed over a parking garage. And being that it was a cold day, that cold air kind of flowing underneath the lane beds can change some of the conditions so that a shiny pearl ball maybe isn't the most optimal choice. But I'm expecting some down lane motion, so let's see what we got. All right, first shot underway. We got the skid, we got the hook. Wow, that was a lot of hook. Yeah, so I know that this is a high-end ASIM ball. That is more than I would have thought. So I'm guessing right here, I'm gonna move in, and I am in, and opening the angle a little more. That looked perfect. And as this is the first time that I'm seeing this footage, all of this is going to be a live reaction. So as we watch this together, it looks like I move in more, get it to a steeper angle, and yeah, that's to be expected, a high 4-pin. Typical when you have a strong pearl ASIM ball and you get it to the friction a little too quick, the tendency is for it to dive off that spot. But that's kind of the ball motion that you want when you're in a ball that you're moving left with. That one looked a lot better off my hand, trajectory-wise, went through the pins well. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. I really like just how strong it is down lane. So with this shot, good off my hand. Oh, but the speed, a little too slow. And so 3-6-10, that's to be expected. The ball's too slow, friction and hook come into play a little too much, and in that case, it dove through the headpin. Again, kind of what you want ball motion-wise, just not the optimal shot. Hopefully this one I can throw better. That one looks pretty good to me. Kind of fell out of my shot, but yeah, that one bodied that 4-pin out. Pretty nice. I'll take it. So yeah, I think I'm pretty close so far with the speed. Hopefully this next shot off my hand can be... No, that was a little too forward off my hand. And that checks, that was a little too forward through the pins. West Seattle Mixer, it's a common hit at our center when a ball just doesn't go through the pins with enough conviction. I mean, I'll take it, as we all do. Alright, so I'm going to move now into my first comparison. This is the Gremlin from Roto Grip that just came out. And so far with this ball, what I've found is down lane, it's actually rounder than what I've thought off the spot. And there you can absolutely see that with that ring 10. I think for me, I typically need to be a little more right than some other pearl strong ASIM balls to kind of get those 10s out. Still a great ball, but you can see a different look than the Hyperdrive. Alright, so without delay, we're going to move into my next comparison, which is the Equinox from Storm. And compared to the Gremlin, what I've found is that while it's not as round as the Gremlin down lane, it's still pretty arcy, which you can kind of see there. You can kind of see it's a little slower down lane, or at least compared to the Hyperdrive Pearl. So in all three of these balls, each has its own slightly different shape down lane, so just pick the one that's best for you. Alright, so here I am back in the Hyperdrive Pearl, and what I'm pretty sure you're going to see is that with this ball compared to the other two, the down lane motion, even on an off throw like that, which was pretty forward off my hand, that ball you can see was forward through the pins, but got them all out. And it's that extra energy retention, that extra power down lane that this ball seems to be excelling at. That one I throw out the window. I can't believe that got back to the pocket. Yeah, that was a weak 10, but that had no business even touching that head pin. This ball's got some down lane strength for sure. That's a good sign when you're in a ball like this. Alright, Ben, come on buddy, let's throw a much better shot here. Looks good to me, and goes through the pins. Great, I like that one. High 4-pin, but I like seeing that when you're moving left. Alright, so how might the Hyperdrive Pearl fit into your bag? Well, as I begin to assess how this ball might fit into my own bowling bag, I'm definitely going to be comparing it directly up against my current favorite in this sort of shiny, strong, asymmetric pearl configuration. And that has definitely been the V-Bow. That's right, the Virtual Energy Blackout. And while I've had a lot of success with that ball is now discontinued, so I'm looking for a replacement. And so I gotta wonder, is the Hyperdrive Pearl the answer? Well, I don't know yet, but in the coming days and weeks, I'll definitely be pitting them up against each other. My early observation of the Hyperdrive Pearl is that it appears to have more downlane motion, a little bit more oomph. And for most bowlers, that's a good thing. It tends to turn those off hits into more strikes. Kinda like that. How about that, sports fans? Norm, not today. Because this ball just strikes. Alright, the RST Hyperdrive Pearl. This one is definitely worth taking a look at. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.